じゃあ、そろそろもう、次のゲームの話始めちゃいましょうかね。僕、遊んだことないんで、プレイの方の情報提供を心待ちにしてるんですけど。まあ、エストポリス伝記2は、1995年、開発ネバーランドカンパニー発売対等、ネバーランドカンパニー開発して対等が発売した RPG、スーファミ用の RPG です。今回は、これは多分海外版で走るみたいです。今回リランダマイズドってなってるんですけど、今回本編を走るんじゃなくて、なんか、おまけ要素みたいな立ち位置のイニシエの洞窟っていうものを、最下層まで走り切る RTA をします。で、リランダマイズド、リって何かっていうと、これ、イニシエの洞窟っていうのがそもそも不思議のダンジョン的ななんてフロア的、アイテムの配置なんかが、毎回ランダムになるっていう作りのダンジョンなんですね。で、その上にリランダマイズドで何をランダムにするかっていうと、敵の行動をシャッフルしますと。敵の行動をもう混ぜこぜにして、なんならボツ技まで飛び出すかもっていう風にしますと。で、奏者さんのコメント曰く、大抵の場合より時間はかかるけど、よりカオティックになります。要するに見てて面白くなるってことです。そんな感じです。ちなみになんですけど、本編の Any% は、海外版でしか使えないバグがあるらしくて、1分単位で終わってました。スピードラン .com の記録を見てると、この、イニシエの洞窟の Any% に関しては、ランダムがなくて、うまいことが運べば、1時間かからずに終わるみたいです。今回はEST で2時間ぐらい撮ってるんですけど、まあ、歌ってますね。で、今回は多分ランダマイズも入るっていうことを考慮して、多分長めに撮ってるんやと思われます。今回走られる何さんやったかなエリソンさんは、スピードラン .com の、に登録されている普通のインシエの洞窟 Any% の記録は、1時間4分49秒です。
This is to hear Lady Starbird sing in their most lovely python voice. Or whatever lovely things we might have on deck, I suppose. Thank you very much, Dave, for that $20 too. Super inefficient game of outdoor logistics and fun, Icarus. That completes that one, and now we get to hear a lovely Starbird singing voice. Thank you, everybody, for being so patient. Our runner is currently resetting their PC, and they'll be back shortly.
もうちょっと時間かかるかな。もうちょっと時間かかりそうですね。 ふいふい。ゆったりましましょう。どうせ急ぐこともないんで。
Well, while we are waiting, since the Japanese region was the ones who asked for this song first, I am going to thoroughly embarrass myself by doing what the Japanese call teasobi, which is something I learned in the Japanese kindergarten. I'm not going to sing it the whole thing because it's a little bit long, but there is one that I am pretty familiar with. Basically, you bring out your hands and it goes Hajimaru yo, Hajimaru yo, Hajimaru tarara Hajimaru yo, Ichi to ichi de ninja san, Nin, Hajimaru yo, Hajimaru yo, Hajimaru tara Hajimaru yo, Ni to ni de kani san, Chokin! Thank you for that. Oh.
歌唱チャート。こっちもうまいことなんか英語で言えたらいいんですけどね。
Well, we're still waiting for our runner to come back and get everything all in order. You still have time to donate for the Lufia 2 names, which is coming up next. And we have, what's it called in Japanese again? エストポリス伝説2 names. We can name Maxim, Dakar, Artie, Guy, and our capsule monster, Darby. Currently, we have two names from Maxim. We have Nikos from video games at $20. I have tried so hard for the Japanese Restream admins to be named some things. So for Maxim, we have Horshin. For Dakar, Kane in.
その、キャラクターの名前みんなビット5で決めてるらしいんですけど、なんか、候補にしれっとその、日本、ジャパニーズリストリームのメンバーの名前が混じっててですね。そう。
So if you like any of those names or would like to boost or change any of them, now's the time to get those in while we're still waiting for Lufia 2 to start.
ポイシンさん、なんか負けそうっすね。と。
Now, if all of you like singing, towards the end of the marathon, we are going to open up an incentive for the Valkyries to sing and voice act the opera in the finale run. As you may expect, it's a pretty price for a very, very wonderful and dramatic reenactment of very, very professional voice actors and singers in the RPG Valkyries of the opera. We may or may not be performing in different languages. You never know.
こういうのを持たせられるほどの喋りの技能ってのはないんですよね。
What's this? What did you do, Japanese Restream? You clipped me? あら、恥ずかしい。
クリックされる。もうこれ、ただただそのジャパニーズリストリームと、その向こうの運営の方々とおしゃべりタイムになってる。
Oh, interesting. We have some very interesting little rhymes that are happening in our chat, and I would gladly sing them for you if only they came in the form of a donation.
今北産業。
Yeah, let's talk about
産業か。準備に時間かかってる。暇。もう一行、なんやろ。暇って放送事故って言ってる。海外交流中。そういうことにしとこう。イエーイ見てるに対して見てるって返す。歌うって何よ。
Whoa, what's this? Hermit donates $15. I vote for Hoishin. Good luck. Thank you. That's $15 more to Hoishin as the name for Maxim. So thank you very, very much for that. So that brings Hoishin at $26 versus Nikos from video games at $20. No offense, but I mean, you know, I really kind of hope personally that, I mean, sorry, personally as the host, I have no
Hoishin さん巻き返した。
Hoishin, one of the Japanese restream admins, to win this name for Maxim, obviously. Yes, thank you, chat. Sorry, we know that there's a little bit of ups and downs with the music right now. We're working on trying to smooth that out for you. Oh dear. What's this? There's $10 from the Altern Maven. No, Nikos from video games for Maxim, or whoever needs a name. That brings Nikos up to $30 and Hoishin to $26. I'm not annoyed. You're annoyed. I mean, thank you so much for that donation. But in truth and reality, thank you so much for that donation. All of this money goes to a very, very wonderful cause. So thank you so much, everybody, for all of your kind and wonderful donations.
エストポリス伝記2ちょっとわかるっていう人が、来てくれたんで、ご紹介します。あれ？どうした？帰ってってしまったぞ。なんかあかんことしたかな？
あかん
あかん、拾われるもうだ。 そうそう。
Chat, I won't lie, it's really fun having like
戻
these two
ってこ
conversations
られ
with
たんで、
you and
改め
also the
て、
Japanese restream.
その、自己紹介してもらいます。
あ
ん
We have $10 from Casual
ちょ
Geek
っと
Dave.
ごめんなさい、バタバタしてて。
I'm contractually obligated by our Lady
Nice,
Starbird
this,
of Peace to submit this donation for an
お願いします。
amazing
お願
mental
いしま
health
す。
はい、す
charity.
いません、ちょっとごめん
Thanks
な
to
さい、バタバタして
everyone.
て。
Thanks to my
まあ、
amazing
わ
friends,
かるっ
the
て言っても、
Vouts,
だいぶ
for
ちょっと
putting
ふわ
this
ふわ
on
した
every year.
知識なので、
I hope that was
あれ
it
なんです
sounded
けど、一
contractual, right?
応、
Thank
カ
you
テ
so
ゴリ
much.
と
That
いう
goes
か、
to
この
Doom64,
カテゴリの
the
説明
show
を
glitch warp
少し
ending.
できればなと思います。はい。ですね、エストポリス伝記2というゲームはそもそも RPG ゲームなんですが、その RPG ゲームの中にですね、イニシエの洞窟という、まあ、ローグライクで遊べる部分のゲームがあるんですよ。はい。ホフさん知ってました？
あ、ここら辺。
はい。あそこら辺はもう
頑張って調べる。
ああ、そうだったんですね。
うん、
で、そうですね。まあ、まあ、プレイヤーキャラクター、パーティーメンバー4人と、あと1人、ペット、カプセルモンスターですね。の5人、まあ、4人と1匹で、クリアしていくっていうゲームなんですが、で今回、まあ、皆さんもしかしたら遊ばれたことがあるかもしれないんですが、ちょっと違うのは、リーランダマイザーっていうカテゴリーになっているんですね。これ何かっていうと、本来だったら、敵の移動のパターンっていうのが決まってるんですよ。この敵はこういった動きをするよみたいなのがあるんですが、それがランダムになってます。なので、なんか、それでカオスになって面白いよみたいな感じで、募集はされてたみたいですね。はい。っていう感じです。
ちなみに、一緒に、で、ランダマイズドっていうカテゴリーも一応応募されてて、
はいはい。
そっちは見たところ、マップ、敵の出現パターン、宝箱の中身等が全部固定されちゃうっていう、恐ろしいモードで。
大変。いやー、どういう感じになりますかね。
どうなんですかね。
どうなんですかね。ちょっとこう、自分をふわふわしているので、いろいろと、ホフさんが調べたことや、見ている方の、なんかいろいろ補足していただいて、楽しめればな。どうなんですか？フロア固定、本来だったら、ダンジョンのそのフロアは、ランダムなものじゃないですか、ローグライクで。
ランダム。
はい。フロア自体は固定ってわけではないですかね。
固定。
多分、フロアもランダムなのは変わらないんじゃないかなと、
で、randomizes the ancient cave floor layouts, chest contents, encounter sprites and amount of enemy. だから、フロアレイアウトでランダマイズするってことはこれ、要するにマップの作りでしょ。おそらく。だからこれ、もしかして固定化しちゃうんじゃないかなって。
ランダマイズ。
どうなんでしょうね。
スピードラン.com にこのカテゴリーがないんですよね。
リランダマイズドもデランダマイズドも、スピードラン.com にはなくって。
そうなんですよね。
ちょっとついでに言うと、なんか応募時でも、実際にその条件で遊んでる映像は出せませんでしたってあるんですよ。参考映像として出されてるのは、もう普通に走った映像で。
はいはい、そうでしたね。お二人で走られていた動画でしたかね。この奏者さんともう一方の、かなり人気のカテゴリーで、普通のイニシエの洞窟のスピードランだと、 まあ85名ぐらい、まあほぼ100人に行きそうなぐらいの方が走られてる、かなり人気のカテゴリーですね。本来の、
ね、にしてはすごい人気ですよね。
そうですね。まあやっぱローグライクでランダム性があって、なんだろう、こう、繰り返し遊びやすい、なんだ、イニシエの洞窟のシステムが遊びやすいところなので、まあスピードランとしても人気があるのかなって。
変に時間かかるわけでもないですしね。
そうですね。だいたい2時間ぐらいあれば1本走れる感じですね。多分世界記録も1時間半とかそのぐらいなので、今回のランダマイザーも1時間半ぐらいで、記録動画だと、記録というか、奏者さんの提出の、動画だとそのぐらいだったかなと。ただ、まあ、アクシデントとかもあるかもで含めて、今回2時間ぐらいのエスティメート、予定時間をされてるんですかね。
ルール上、すごい重大な事故が発生しやすいんで。
ね、書いてありましたね。重大な事故って何ですかね。怖いな。
もう少しだそうです。待ちましょう。
小林さん、ちなみに、このエストポリス電気2は走られたことあるんですか？
ないです。
知られたというか、遊ばれたことはない。まあ、
ない。
そうですね。まあ、スーパーファミコンのゲームですから、もう、分類としては、レトロゲームに入ってしまうんですかね。
入りますね。
なんかこう、RTA されてるの見て、久々に遊びたいなと思ってソフトは買ったんですよ。
うん。
そう、だけどなかなかまだ遊べてなくて。エストポリス電気ってかなり人気のゲームで、リメイクもされたんですよ。DS で。もしかしたらそっちを遊んだことがある人もいるんじゃないかななんていう淡い期待を。ただDS にリメイクされた時にアクションゲームになったんですよね。はい。でもそちらも面白いゲームだったので、興味ある方はぜひね、そちらの DS のゲームだったり、スーパーファミコンのゲームだったり、遊んでほしいなっていうタイトルですね。イニシエの洞窟が人気ではあるんですが、ストーリーの方も、定番のファンタジー RPG という感じでね、いい感じのゲームですよ。
ぐるぐるしてる。
そうですね。そうですね。1995年2月24日は最近ですね。そうですね。RPG でもちょっと謎解きがあるんですよ。ダンジョンのフロアで。今回、イニシエの洞窟というシステムでは、そういった謎解き要素がないんですが、まあ、ある意味パズル的な要素は、もちろんローグライクのゲームなのでありますけど、普段の普通、メインストーリーを進める上では、主人公のマキシムというんですが、マキシムがそれぞれ、ダンジョン内でアイテム使えて、それを駆使して解いていくっていうのがありますね。そして画面来ましたね。で、今回インセンティブが設定されてましたね。はい。実際お名前はどうなのか。
ちなみにメンバーは、その日本語の名前で言うと、ハイレッカ、ガイ、マキシム、アーティだそうです。
そうですね。ハイレッカっていうキャラがかなり強いキャラクターなので、RTA する上では、まあ普段プレイする上でも多分、イニシエの洞窟攻略には入れていきたいキャラクターになってますね。
ちょっと攻略サイト漁ったんですけど、イニシエの洞窟欄には、ハイレッカが抜ける前に攻略しましょう。
そうですね。メインストーリーでも強いんですよね。
family members and coworkers can be better allies
そ
to
う
those
そ
who are
の
suffering
うん
and also help
魔法もこれ
to
宝箱から
destigmatize
回収し
mental
た
illness in the
分しか
gaming
使えない
community and
そう
provide
です
とのことだ
ね。
ったんで、だから、
education
どうなんややっぱりその物理攻撃が強いキャラの方が比較的扱いやすいのかな。
So thank
そ
you
う
so
です
much
ね。
ルール
everybody
上
for donating towards this. And
ま
well
あ
then,
今回、その
whenever
ハ
you're
イ劣
ready,
化
Elieson,
と害に
count me
関し
down
て
so we
は、
can take it
まあ
away.
火力、まあ物理キャラクターで、マ
Alright,
キシム
certainly.
と、
There
ま
were
あアー
two
ティ、
things
ま
I
あ
wanted
公
to
営
check
にお
on
い
though.
て
One
魔
was
法を使
the
ったりも
names
し
of
て
the
倒すんです
characters,
が、
just so we
まあ
can
お
make
そ
sure
ら
we'll
く、
be naming them
そう
all
ですね。
immediately.
Yeah.
手に入る
I
武
mean,
器にもよるんです
sure.
が、だいたい古の洞
Hold on, let
窟
me
ではなるべく敵と
just
戦
copy
いた
those
くな
for
い
you at least
う
so
ん
that
っていうの
you
があ
will
る
see
の
the
で、
specific
こう即死
spellings.
武器を手に入れ
Last
る
time I
こ
looked
と
at
が
some
まず
very
は
specific
最初の目標になるのかなと。
Sure. Yep. That would be.
ちなみ
There
に
we go.
逃走確率
So,
100% なんで、先手さえ取れればなんぼでもごまかせるっていう作り
そうですね。
Dekar
アーテ
will
ィが
be
かなり素早さが
Kane
高いキャラクターなの
Kane
で、
N with a capital N at the end.
まあ、アーティが先生取れればって感じですね。
Artie is Z Zell as in
まあ、普通にクリアするだけだったら、まあ、本来今回は、まあ、一発勝負のスピードランなので、あれですが、普通だったら、ダンジョン内で赤い宝箱と青い宝箱とがあるんですよ。で、青い宝箱は持ち帰ることができるんですね。持ち帰って再びダンジョン1階からそれを持って、挑戦することができるみたいな、そういったダンジョンになってるので、どのキャラクターで言っても一応クリアはできるようにはなっていますね。
EST2 時間の内訳はおそらくブレルの方やと思います。そのごついというよりも。
そうですね。
なんせランダムダンジョンなんでね。
Welcome
そう
back.
ですね。
Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. The run itself is featuring something a little different. The enemy movement will be randomized, which is a randomizing tool that I was able to apply to this game. Thank you, RC, for that. And there's also a de-randomizer feature included in this game as well, which is going to more or less create a seed for the game to an extent. Again, thank you, Real Critical, for that one.
You're welcome.
So let me go ahead and
息
give you a
吹が
countdown
入っ
timer.
たらいい
we'll get
な
started
ぁ。
in
で、
5
あ
seconds on your
と、まあ、先ほどチャットの方でも書いていただいてますが、まあ、ハイデッカーの専用装備デッカーソードが手に入ることがまずは目標になるのかなと。そして名前、マキシムはニコスさんになりましたね。主人公のマキシム。
ホイシンさん負けました。
And also, Elieson, sorry.
候補にホイシン入ってたんですけど。
ニコスさんが強かった。
Discord.
そし
あ
て、
グッドラックですかね。
で、なんかこう、ダンジョンの途中では名前がなんか変えられるよみたいな感じになったの
Yeah,
で、
in the
パーティー
meantime,
メンバー
good
の、
luck and fun. Hello to everyone
名前をインセンティブで
from me
決
as
める
well.
ことになったみたいですね。
And yeah, I can see
これ、
some
で、
excitement in the chat happening for
はい、
Luffy
一
too,
応、
rightfully
なんか
so.
集会のおまけ要素としてなん
It's
か、
been a bit of a wait,
パ
I
ーティーメ
guess,
ンバー
but
自由に組めるっていうのが
well
ある
worth
ん
it,
ですよね。
hopefully.
そうですね。
うん
で、ダービーですね。
I am
カプ
personally
セルモンスタ
impressed
ーです
that
ね。
whoever made the
これ、
schedule
これ
anticipated
がで
for
す
that
ね、
and put the setup block right at this time.
RCE89 という名前みたいなんですが、
あなたの名前。
一体誰のことなんです
I'm
かね。
gonna give that to
そしてハイデッカですね。ハイデッカ
Marty
の名
and
前が、
Natara. Thank you for that setup block.
キーン、誰でしょうね、キーン。
誰か
誰やろ
な。
そしてガイ
Yeah,
の名前が
Eli was cutting out
MKSIG。
while he was explaining
誰ですか
the
ね。
newly
誰や
discovered
ろうな。
quote-unquote feature
そして
of
アーティの名前
changing all the
ZI
characters by
あ
pressing
誰
L,
かな。
Select, and A
や
in the
ろう
menu
な。
while hovering over the
あ、
scenario
打ち直してますね。
button, which is what you can see here, discovered by Sinrevi recently in a
はい。ということ
quite
でね、
old
出発してい
Japanese
きます。
tutorial.
ジェットヘルム。
And yeah, here we go.
基本的には、
わ
でも戦っていく
あー、
んですね。
引っかかった。
So if you are
い
familiar
や
with the
これ
interface,
は戦ってますね。ぶつかっていきますね。
99 are essentially randomizer, it's a roguelike,
まあ、
so to speak.
まあ、レベルも
You
上
go
げ
into
てっ
this
て
cave
感
with
じです
nothing
か
but
ね
some。clothes on your back and 10 potions in your pocket.
あ
Your best
よ
friend
あ、逃げよった。
逃げました。カプセルモンスターはちょっとまず最初撃たれ弱いので、カプセルモンスターは、なんかアイテムを食べてどんどん強くしていくっていうのがあるので、また最初はちょっと許してあげてください。ワイヤー、無知ですね。よいしょ。最初の軽階層のうちはモンスターもそこまで強くないので、まだ安心して見ていられますね。
You're going to take note of enemy movement. If you have played this before, you're going to notice that there are different movement patterns between the various enemies. Mosquitoes never charge you, but in this case,
戦っていきますね。まあ少しずつ
序盤のうちは殴って普通に殴っていくつもりだし。
そうですね。
But the enemy movement randomizer is completely new even to me. I have no idea what this assortment is going to bring, so as much as I know about the enemies themselves, I don't know how they're going to approach me or run away, and it's going to be as much of a learned discovery for myself as it will be for you, the viewers.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for that, I gotta say, because yeah, especially in the speedrun, but in game in general as well, the movement is a very important part of it, and for some enemies, you really are happy to have the movement patterns that they have by default. So you could get a little unlucky here. As you said, I have played this very seed before as far as floors and items are concerned. But as far as enemies go, you're on your own. So good luck with that.
I'll need all the help I can get. There are some enemies.
パーティーの前衛と後衛は、まあ並び順を変えたので、なんとなくお察しかと思いますが、前の方がダメージを受けやすくて、後衛の方が受けにくいので、防御力を高い2人を前に配置している感じですね。
Yeah, so as we have played,
見てるとやっぱり言ってますね。
Shouldn't be anyway. As
こ
we
のカ
have
プセ
been
ルモン
playing
スターなんですが、
the
5
randomizer in the
種類ぐ
community,
らいいて、
there's kind of this pattern that emerged of
7種類ですね。
opening
その
a
うちの
lot of
1体
items in
で
the first
闇
9
の属
floors
性を持つ
because they
カプ
are
セルモンスターになってい
the randomizer are
ます。
not unique to the first 9 floors in terms of helmets, shields, rings, and rocks.
巻物はこれ
you
魔法です
cannot
かね。
find those items anywhere else in
巻
cave.
物は魔法ですね。
And as
そ
such,
の通
you
りでござ
don't
います。
necessarily want to miss out on it. So, Eli, I don't know what your strats are in that regard, but I do
状
see
態
you're
異
heavily
常と
opening
か
here.
そういったのを使う
Yeah, and this being a
カプセル
quote-unquote
モンスターだ
marathon
ったかな。
safe run, I'm opening early in hopes to find an elemental ring. They boost your stats
で、
by a
ローグライ
decent
クでよ
margin
くあ
at this
る、
stage of the game.
この
But they
後ろ
also
か
have the
ら
IP
と
ability,
横
which
か
is
ら
kind of
当
like
た
a
る
limb
こと
break,
で、
in that when
先
you take
制
enough
を取り
damage,
やすかったり
you'll be able to
します
use a
ね。
key
なの
ability
で、
from
な
the
るべ
item.
くバックア
Those
タ
are
ックを
going to
受け
beef
な
up
い
the
よう
whole
に
if
動
I
くっ
can
ていう
find
のが、
for instance, if you find a
まあ
fire
求
ring,
められ
it
るんで
not
す
only
が、
doubles the power of your fire
まあ
spells,
敵
but
の
it
動
makes
き
it
が
so
ラン
that
ダム化されてる
you
の
can use
で、
a
そこら辺
firebolt
やっぱ難しくな
spell
ってます
just
ね。
by getting beat up for a little while. Trick is pretty nice. That boosts the attack power of your
で今草を切ったんですが、草を切ることで
as a whole.
一旦進むので、自分はその場にいるけどモンスターは動くっていうので、モンスターの動きを見たんじゃないかなと。
攻撃空振りに近い。
そうですね。風来の試練とかやったことある方は、不思議のダンジョン系やったことある方は、よく見る動きじゃないかなと。レベルが上がりましたね。
Something I wanted. Sorry, something I noticed while I was translating some things is that actually we call it a cave when we go down, but actually in Japanese it's called a tower and they go up.
Interesting.
ランダマイズ
Especially because
じ
the
ゃないと
overworld does have
結
stairs
構
going
モンスターは
downwards.
避けていくんですが、さすがに安定して進めるためにも倒せる敵は倒してっていう感じなんですかね。
魔法ばっかりですね。
そうですね。
本編の RTA 見たんですけど、本編はその、矢を当てると敵が止まるっていうのを活用してかなりご利用しました。
そうですね。
there are plenty of
ま
other
あ
enemies that have a similar
謎
sort
解
of
き
use.
の
So
ためにいろいろ使える道具があって、まあ
it
先ほど
does
言っ
make
た
Yeah, let's
矢だ
just
っ
say
た
the
り、あ
US
とフッ
version
クショッ
wasn't the
トとかも
luckiest
あっ
in
たか
terms
な。
of translations.
あ
Yeah.
と、まあダンジョン前に戻る
Not
砂
only
時計とか
is
あ
the
ったり、そういったアイ
translations
テ
a
ムを
little
駆使し
sketchy at
て、
times, but it also
謎解きをし
induced a
つ
couple of
つ、
glitches here and
ダ
there.
ンジョンを進んでいくっていうゲームですね、メインは。
But yeah, we deal with
ああ、
it
確
because
か
it's
に
the
イーグ
only
ルは
English
魔石
language
を落
version
と
of
す
this
から、
game
そ
that
れを
runs
狙
at
ってい
60
るのかも
FPS.
しれないですね。このゲーム、装備したアイテムを戦闘
in
中
terms
に
of
使うことがで
things
き
that
て、
run properly too, there's
そ
also
の
a
アイテム
unique
特有
feature with
の
the final
技
floor
があっ
of
たり
the ancient
するん
cave.
ですよ。
Real
それ
critical,
を
do you
も
want
し
to
か
go
した
into
ら
that a little bit?
狙っているのかもしれない
Oh,
ですね。
sure.
おっと。今ちょっと、本家配信の方が途切れてしまいましたかね。少々お待ちを。じゃあ、今のうちにカプセルモンスターのちょっと説明を。カプセルモンスターは今回闇属性のモンスターなんですが、攻撃力と魔法攻撃力が高いモンスターになっているようです。はい。ただ、魔法攻撃に弱いのと、少し臆病であるので、戦闘から離脱も良くするというモンスターらしいです。はい。ただ、火力要因として今回置いたって感じですかね。他の RTA とか見ると、回復をしてくれる光属性のカプセルモンスターが多いのかなというイメージがあるんですけど、今回は闇属性を採用ということで。
お、ああ。
合間の時間がありますが、このスピードランラグナロク2021号始まって、ほぼ1日と、1日が過ぎましたね。まだまだ1週間あるイベントなので、これから楽しみなタイトルがあるかと思いますが、豆腐さん気になっているタイトルとかあるんですか？
何があるかな、例えば。
たくさんありますからね。
明日というか、今日の午前9時あたりからのゴルフゾーンが
お、奏者さんが
Looks like
本
we're
当にすみません。
live.
戻ってきましたね。そうですね。これからも
Hello
楽しみなタイトルいっぱいあると思うので、
We're
ぜひ
back.
皆さんまだまだ楽しんでいってください。
Awesome.
そして
Alright,
画面の方
so
が戻ってきましたね。
It's okay. And I paused the timer at like this, but okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
再び。
Lack of fun again.
武器が出てますが、
I
ま
did
あ、
see the usual blame RC in chat,
特に
but
今のところ
yeah, I
必要
don't
ない
know.
武器ですね。
It would have helped if I could.
Can we blame the
Also-
iris items?
Well, not in this run actually, because unfortunately, as part of the making the de-randomizer work, we had to take the iris items out. So, spoilers, we unfortunately will not see those. Yeah.
Blame the Decker Blade.
Hey, for the no iris items, you actually get to do blame RC for once. But yeah, it's also been speculated that we know too much about the ancient cave. I suppose what I was gonna add at first was also that for those that don't know the cave that well, you're basically looking at a roguelike, which means 100 randomly generated. In this case, also randomly generated, but every time you play it, they will be the same. That's not usually the case. Floors. So yeah, whether you're going up or down, you're gonna have to find your way through there, collect items on the way there. Items are governed by floors, so say an item starts dropping at 20, you can find it from 20 onward, all the way to 498, which is the last regular floor.
またモンスター部屋
Enemies,
に来ました
however,
ね。
are spawning on specific
Oh,
floors.
Monster
So
House.
let's say you're looking at these buffaloes, they spawn from...
Boomerang.
well,
ブーメラン。
これ
Yep.
はかなり辛
Well,
そう
they
ですけ
generally
ど。
enemies
まあ
have
まあ
like
大丈夫そう
three
ですかね。
floors that they occupy. So let's say 10 to 12 would be a range
まあ
where
何か
a
装備
certain
しま
enemy
したね。
appears and that stops and is replaced by a different enemy. So yeah,
なんかミミックもおるんですかねこれ
teleporting
宝箱が動い
buffaloes.
てるのは。
そうですね。
That's thanks to the enemy movement
ちょっとビ
randomizer
ビッ
that
クは
Eli
宝箱と色が違うので分かるっていう感じですね。
あ、言われてみればちょっと色合いが違う。
うん。お、技使ってますね。今、会社さんがチャットをしてくれてますが、なんとモンスターの動きがランダムになっていますということで、本来だったら、この敵はこうやって動くなっていうのが分かるので、それを予測して、切り抜けるんでしょうが、なかなか今回ランダムということで。
動かん。
これはもう
蝶動いてくれへん。
怖いですね。だからアイテムが限られていたり、どうしても回復ポイントも出てくるのかな。まあ、確定で出てくるわけではないので、なるべくならダメージ受けずに行きたいところですが、ここは回復して、まあ、戦闘避けられないので。
あ、よかったよかった。ちょろそう。
倒しましたね。
めんどくせえ。
Yeah, only Decker and Guy get to equip it, so that means in this run, you could make use of two if you found them.
It's a shame you'll never find out until you figure it out. Now isn't it?
なかなかこう、ちょっとこうどうしても
Chad is immediately jumping to the good stuff. Does the random mean? Wait, re-random mean we could get ninja gold dragons? It absolutely means exactly that.
解説できるという方はぜひイベント中を募集しているので。
You could also get teleporting ninja dragons, but
解説の方をしていただけたらありがたいですね。
求む有識者。
Probably the most horrifying thing to ever exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, the enemy movement randomizer in this
今
game
解説に入っ
features
て
movement
い
set
らっしゃる、
variation,
本家の方の解説の
not shuffling.
リアルクリティカル
Every
さん
enemy
が
is a
この
completely
シードで
randomized
いけるかどう
application
かは
tool.
すでに試されている
So
ので、
there are certain
Oh.
movesets
はい。
that
スト
are
プレイ
not
済み。
in the ancient cave, or at least by the ancient cave enemies, which could have been applied
これを
to
どう
some
やっ
enemies
て
later on.
エリソンさんは切り
We
抜け
do
ていく
have
の
some
か。
people in chat saying they're not sure if they can hear you, Elieson.
I
Oh, no,
そして
they can
9
hear
階
you.
で
Never
す
mind.
ね。
okay.
はい、
We're
ポ
good.
ーション。
We good.
全部でこの古の洞窟99階まであるので、今
Okay,
10分の1まで来たというところで
Hey,
しょう
if that
か。
works, cool. So yeah, the big thing I'm worried about is finding some of the horrifying enemies.
パナ。
これ
For
スパナ、
instance,
ス
as
パ
early
ナを
as
使う、
429
キ
that
ャラクターがい
can
るん
be
ですが、
effectively
今回
run
その
as
キャラ
you
ク
have
ター
them
はパーティー
charge
メン
to,
バー
for
に入っ
instance,
てい
blue
ないの
mimics,
で、
an enemy that normally
ま
doesn't
あ
even
カプセ
move
ルモン
on
ス
the
ター
map.
の餌かなと。
Having that teleport
Yep.
and charge you. There's one. What's the one that they teleport to you and then they aggro towards you or something as well?
Yeah, that's the teleporting
10
ninja
階まで来
pattern.
ました
Yeah,
ね。
they will once teleport and then they will move with a double speed towards you, just like assassins and ninja do. So yeah, there are some enemies like the blue mimics you mentioned that you do not want to have that happen
5種
for.
類
なんか
から6種類。はい。
なんかワープして
So
た。
yeah, this game
そうで
features
す
a
ね。
couple of
モ
very
ンスターの
interesting
動きがだい
mechanics
たい
for
5から6種類ぐらいあ
you
り
know, a
まし
turn-based
て、
RPG, as you could see, if you took it by face value, because the battle system is actually a little more interesting than you usually get. You have the additional map interaction. You can attack enemies by facing their side or their back, which
ま
gives
あ、ああやっ
you
てワー
a
プしてく
chance
る敵
or
だったり、あと
guaranteed
は主人
preemptive
公、
strike
こ
in
の
battle.
マキシム、今だとニコスさん
So
っていう
some
名前で
enemies
す
have
が、
that and some don't.
マキシムの
Generally,
動
items that, I mean,
きに
enemies
対
that can
して
face different
90度
directions
で
can
動
be
く。
surprise
だ
attacked.
ったい180度で動く。
Yeah, some of these
Alright,
movement patterns aren't
マ
scary
キシムの
because you can
姿を
usually
認識
surprise
した
attack
ら、
the
まあ、正
enemy
面に
behind
立っ
it,
たら
but
追いかけてくるとか、
for
そういっ
some
たい
reason
ろ
a
いろ
sprite that doesn't have a
動
facing
きの
and
パター
therefore
ンが
cannot be surprise
あるん
attacked,
ですが、今回それ
that's
が
an
全部ラン
unfortunate
ダム
movement
とな
pattern
っています。
that can screw up things as well. So,
Can movement patterns be repeated? Like we could have like
yes.
ninja dragon everything's teleporting ninja.
ランダムになっている中
Yeah,
で
so
もしっ
depending
かり
on
と
how Eli set it up, I don't know which
状
settings
況を
you
判
use,
断
Eli,
して
but
切り抜けていって
there
ま
is
す
an
ね。
option to either shuffle them, which means they will happen in the exact quantity as they are by default, or to completely randomize them, in which case, what you said could happen, yeah.
I use the randomization, so I don't know
Nice.
what exists out there truly.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
On the plus side, there are enemies like cores here, which normally will run away
は
from
ん
me.
ぺん
They
が
should
動
be
いて
since they're
る。
running towards me.
あ、これ、あれです。はんぺ
There's
ん、
one less enemy
は
I
ん
noticed.
ぺんというか、
Like the
これ
mushroom
は、
pattern, I guess.
すごい経験値をいっぱい落としてくれるので、しっかり倒していきたい
おう。
敵ですね
Alright,。so
I'm
core.
having a lot of fun. figuring
ただ、
out patterns out.
There are four
す
different
ぐ
kinds
逃
of
げちゃう
cores
ん
in
です
the
よ。
ancient cave: red cores, blue cores, green cores, and no
はん
cores.
ぺんはメタルスライムだった。
If you're familiar with Dragon Quest games, or if you watched Elmega stream the ancient cave,
今
you
回、
probably
攻撃してくれたので、経験値がいっぱい入って、レベルがいっぱい上がりましたね。
They're pretty tough to kill.
おー。
If you have
美味しい
magic,
美味し
you
い。
can take
美味しい
advantage
です
of
ね。
their, what is it, inverted magic resistance stat to kill them with pretty much any spell that deals damage. If they decide to
Yeah,
stick
something
around.
like that.
ストーリー上というか、まあ、普通、今回のランダマイザーでないものだ
Very
と、
weak to magic.
確か出てくる階層が決まってたんじゃないか
32 to
な
34。or something. One red core can bring you to level 9 just upon killing it in these early floors. So of course it scales less as time goes on, but it is a big deal to find them if you can.
Yeah, the second one will only take you to level 11, so all that is assuming you started
ヒ
at
ッ
level
ト
1.
ポイント回復
Didn't
す
kill
る
any other
アイテム
enemies,
です
so
ね。
yeah, it is a great boost.
スポーシ
So I see you opening all of these chests. What are we looking for?
So before floor 15, I'm sorry, before floor
Yeah,
10, we're looking for
ョン
some of those rings, rocks, and other accessories.
あ
日本語版しか知らないと困るね。
あれだ、蘇生アイ
Right
テムで
now,
す
I'm
ね。
looking for a
Ah.
heal spell. I'm looking
エスト
for
は
a deadly weapon, which is a
No.
weapon that has a non 100% chance to instantly kill a target upon hitting the target. Unless they're an undead enemy, that doesn't work on them at all.
蘇生を入れつつ
And I'm
100
looking
ポ
for
イント
curse
回
lifters
復
to
するという
uncurse
ア
them
イテ
because
ム
deadly
になってい
weapons
ます。
are glued to your hands until you find
いいですね。
solvent to remove it.
魔法も限られている中、ああいった消費アイテムが今はありがたい
Or
です
the
ね。
uncursed deadly rod if we can find one.
お、
装備を。
ちょっと装備いり
weapons
ました
that
ね。
you want to take towards the jelly at the end of the
装
cave
備変
run,
更が早いボロ
biggest
で
thing
何
about
に変え
them
てい
is
るの
that
か
you
なかな
want
かちょっと
to find weapons that deal a sizable amount of damage because you only have 3 turns that deal damage to
こ
the
の
jelly.
敵と戦うために装備を見直したという感じ
Hit,
ですね
maybe。your spells will cap out near 400 if you're lucky. Weapons like the Decker Blade, the Deadly Rod, and a couple of others deal damage based on the current HP of the target. And the Deadly Rod deals 1/8 of the foe's current HP. But it can be used up to 3 times. And that's a pretty
トラン
big
ス
deal.
メーカーってこれは
Considering
な
you're fighting the jelly,
なん
which
か
is just
状態以上
slightly
の
under
付与
1000 HP. The Deadly Rod
何
starts
ですか
spawning as early as
そ
4.
のカプセルモンスターが使ってる。
4?
It's 5.
そうですね。状態以上使ってくるモンスタ
Deadly
ー
Sword
が、カプセルモンスターなので、状態以上使っているんですかね。ちょっ
So
と
looking for
技
one
名
of
が。
the key deadly weapons here. Oh, here's a curse lifter, for instance. Having one of those weapons early on means you can equip it without
カースリフ
worrying later on. Oh no, am I going to be able to deal with these certain enemies, or do I have to equip a bad versus a good weapon?
They really allow you to go fast in this game.
Yeah, there's,
Enemies at the very low.
once you reach about 450 to 60, dealing damage to enemies or killing them without instant death mechanics is just, it's very difficult. Sure, it takes a lot of work. Enemies will have upwards of 2000 plus HP, and you have no realistic way of dealing that much damage to enemies just by punching them in the face.
Anyone who remembers this game from casually playing it and probably taken a number of evenings to finish this cave even once. Yeah, the speedrun or the combination of
武
items
器がそうですね、出てこないで
does
すね
allow us to go significantly faster.
Something else that lets you go fast are heal spells.
アイテムばっかりですね。
Are limited ways of
そう
recovering
ですね。
XP in the
この
ancient
辺
cave.
も
You have your 10 potions that you start with.
まあ、シードで固定されてるんです
That
か
come with
ね。
IP abilities which let you recover HP upon
た
use.
だまあ、一応クリアはできるそうなので、
Your variety of potions that you discover,
守りましょう。
such as high potions and X potions, and you have revival
スー
items
パー
such
ド
as
ライバー。
miracles
これ
which
も
regain
ちょっ
your
と
HP
必要の
when
ない
you're full,
武器ですね
or。regains which give you just 100 HP upon bringing you back. The unfortunate thing is that there is no real way to recover MP.
おっと。
And having a
あ、でもあそこのフロアだけでしたね、あれはね。
なんだあれは。
your MP to heal yourself. Whereas you need a lot of potions, you can use one, say, Castle Champion for 16 MP out of your 200 or 300, and that's just a much more efficient way to recover.
ミレクト魔法。
装
I
備が
mean,
出
there
ない
is
です
also
ね。
the absorb
This is
spell,
ne-
but we don't talk about the absorb spell.
The Absorb
Let's
spell
use the
recovers
Absorb
MP, and it's wonderful, and I love it, but no one else seems to like it. It doesn't work very well for people
お
like
まあ、
Maxim.
ブロードソード。
ブロードソード
It。doesn't scale off of, or I'm sorry, it doesn't have its own base power. So for people who have low magic offensive stats or
スピ
instant
ード
stats,
ポーション。
such as Maxim, you don't really get very much MP, if any, off of enemies. People like Artie can get a decent chunk. I'm sorry, people like Zixel can get a decent chunk.
That was risky.
Yeah, well, he's not moving. I thought he was gonna move.
Yeah. That's one thing with these enemy movement randomizations, right? You kind of expect some enemies to move the regular way, and then they don't. And in case of the wingers that we just saw, that can get very dangerous really quickly. Although I think you're at a pretty high level now as far as, you know, usual levels would be concerned. And I think that's the first blue chest that we saw tonight.
うわ、
So blue chests are
今
interesting.
ダ
You
メー
see
ジ
a
見
lot
た
of
感
the
じ
items
で
we
ほん
picked
と
up.
半分ぐらい持ってかれるから
A lot of the items that we
いいで
picked
す
up, all
ね
the items we picked up so far have been red chests. Enemies will drop items, and most of them aren't anything special.
なんか
Red chest items will be
陽気な動き方しますね、
blue
あの
chest items
毛
are。unique in that you can pick them out of the ancient cave.
ちょっと楽しそうですかね。
and you can re-enter the cave with them. As long as you don't die. If you do happen to die with the loot chest items, then you lose them. But if you happen to not to die, then congratulations, you got a cool new shield or weapon that you can take back into the cave with you on a future run. And people who have played the game, people who played the game as kids may think, oh yeah, I used to do that. I used to go farm my this.
ハイデッカとアーティが
bring in a bunch
倒
of
れて
quick
しまいました
tools
ね
or。something.
ま
And
あ
that's
こ
a
こ
great way
で、
to make playing
まあ、蘇生アイテム使って立て直していきますね。
Gady's Blade is one of the weapons that you can get in the contents of the main story, and you can bring that in with you as well, which makes it so that way you
こ
have a
の敵が厄介ですね。
guaranteed weapon to bring into the cave. Plus, you can find it in here, giving you potentially 2
来るな
Gady's
来るな来
Blades.
るな。おい。
うま
They
いこ
feed
と
very
誘
well
導
to
し
your
て、
pets if you want pet food. They
Yeah.
just overall they're all pretty good too. Or the majority of them are pretty good.
Yeah, I usually feed Katie's plates to my radish as well.
Interesting.
21回。
So entering the first floor change of the ancient cave, there are 2 changes. This is more like the dungeon style of layout that you may see if you were to play the main game. The music follows that, the floor style, obviously. Oh boy. Ninja Vipers, it looks like, are our first ninja.
Mm.
流行ない。
Yeah, the ninja pattern is one of the patterns you're not happy to see because those guys move at twice the speed that you do, which means you cannot really run away from them, as you can imagine. So
アイテムの説
there
明
are
と
a
か
couple
を
of
探
tricks
し
we
ながら
got to surprise attack them, to lock them behind bushes, or even other enemies. But of course, all that depends on the floor layout and the current position, and
階
knowing
層
that
が下に
they
行っ
do have
て
a
ちょっと
certain
こ
movement
うモン
pattern.
スター
Simply
も
by
強
figuring
そうな
that
敵
out,
になってき
you're
ました
already
ね。
losing 2 steps in the enemy movement randomizer. So yeah,
あー、大丈夫せー。怖い
that
わ
isn't exactly making it easier.
いや、ハイデッ
The
カ
good
の
thing is that many of the enemies don't
ハイデッ
exist
カの
on
ヒット
too
ポイントは
many
ギリギリ
floors,
です
so I'm
ね。
not going to be dealing with Vipers for all that long. That said, late game, there
ポー
are
ション
some
か。
enemies that there are a lot.
いや、まあ、
of
ポーション
forward
もで大事ですからね、やっ
dragons,
ぱり。
genies, leeches, and archfiends
回復せえへん
come
の。
in great quantities, and it's never
いや、
fun.
なんかの表紙でぶつかりそうで怖いわ。
It's
さすが
basically a
に
hit or miss
ここ
whether
で
you're gonna
回
get a good
復を入
movement
れ
pattern
て
or not. Because usually, once you reach floor 88, your run is reasonably safe because of the movement patterns of dragons and dark summoners. Those are the only enemies that will appear from there. Now, with that movement pattern being randomized, those 12 floors, or is it 11? It's 11. You're actually gonna have either a very easy time or not.
怖いですね。まあ、ただでさえ普通にイニシエの洞窟やってて
What am I
も、
looking at?
モンスターの動きに泣かされるところがあるのに、
Yeah,
ランダム
this is
化してたらもう
already,
さらに予測がつ
Yeah,
かないか
regarding
ら
the、question before whether we can see a lot of ninja movement patterns, here
どう
there's
なる
two
んだ
of
ろう
them.
っていう
So
ハラ
both
ハラ
the
す
B
る展
pattern
開が
and the
い
snake
っぱい出て
pattern
きそうです
got
ね。
replaced, or the horizontal snake pattern, I should say, got replaced by the ninja movement
蘇
pattern.
生アイテム残ってたかな。
So, yeah, usually, since you can't run away from them,
おっと
you usually want to kill them. Another option here that I gotta say I also didn't like though is keeping the bee alive and kind of lock the snake behind it. But you can also just kill two. You have both the levels as well as. Oh, nice! Yeah, the Eli dash, nice. Yeah, if that happens, you don't have to kill both of them. That's nice. I didn't see that before.
あるのかな。
Usually you need to kill both of them, and I thought that was the
な
better
さそう
cause
で
of
す
action
ない。
here. Of course, running away from them, not even taking a second encounter
ない
is
の
even
で、
better.
ちょっとしばらく3人での旅が続きますね。
And yeah, you were saying you're gonna have to deal with them for a long time because they stop after a couple of floors.
これって魔法の
That's true,
全体化とか
but
で
it
きま
looks
す。
like
できます
won't
ね。
give you a run for your money
ただ魔
for
法を
those
全
couple
体
of
化する
floors.
と威力はその分下がる。
あ
Yeah, it's never been that to deal with enemies a lot. And the cruddy thing is that I think they go for 5 floors instead of 3. The minimum
戦力を削るって意味でも1体ずつ減らしていく方が都合良かったりすることもあります
use
ので。
floors
そうですね。
Yeah.
takes around for a bit longer than the minimum.
あ、でもでき
There are
で
also
き
some
るな、
enemies that
確
just
か。
do not move, which can be inconvenient.
はい
If they get
はいはいはいはいはい。
movement pattern, that is.
Nice, get a double dash off here. But something tells me. Yeah. The top door there is the only one left, right? I didn't forget anything.
That's correct. So see, I'm kind of being stingy with my MP. I could have just cast the Fry spell, which would have for sure killed 1, possibly killed 2. Dealing with enemies in mass quantities means if you can kill them quickly, of course you take less damage and you have less to worry about healing up. That said, I don't have too much in the way of MP recovery, and I have even less in the way of revival. For instance, I cannot revive Maxim right now, and I'm sorry, I cannot revive Ghost right now. I would certainly love to, but I can't. Oh boy. What are you?
必死の抵抗や。
なかなか難しいですね。思うように
What is this game doing?
モンスターが。
ぐぬぬ。
This is not a very nice set of
押
floors.
さないっ
but
て感じに来
that's
ま
what
し
you
た
sign
ね。
up for, yeah.
怖い
In the
な
meantime, as you said before, healing spells are very important. So those come in 2 categories, I guess, which is those that only heal MP and I mean HP. I'm sorry, and then of course those that also
ず
revive
っと扉の前
characters.
張り付かれて。
Yeah, either one of those will be fine. Having both in a good combination is usually what you want. Oh man. In order to just be able to sustain your run
あ、なんか、
throughout the whole 98 floors.
なんか出たと思ったらそのまま死んでもうた。
Yeah, so with Artie dying, that's actually a bit of a problem because Artie is your fast character. The way that party agility
大丈夫
is
かな、こ
determined
れ。
means your fastest and slowest character determine whether you can run away from enemies. And with Maxim and Artie both dead, your fastest character is Guy,
そうです
and
ね。
your
ちょっ
slowest
と
character is Decker. And if you
怖い
know
展
anything
開で
about
す
this
ね。
game, neither of those
赤い
guys is
蘇
particularly
生アイテムがない
fast,
ので
which
蘇
means
生アイテムを
you're
と
not
っ
going to
と
be
と
running away from
見つけ
anything
たい。
in your future,
つけ
unfortunately.
たいですね。
And yeah, with already low resources, you are looking for a couple of fortunate drops.
あ、これは大丈夫かな。
Also looking for enemies to be much more cooperative
あと
than
1
normal.
体。
I don't even think I have any X
だ
potions
から
to
ハイ
heal
デ
up
ッカは体力も高く防御力も高いので、なんとか耐えている。
The very near
まあ
future.
回復アイテムがあ
I've
る
got
の
nothing.
で
I、have no more resources at all.
普通の HP 回復アイテムならまだある。
Oh boy.
That's
嫌な位
unfortunate.
置にいますね。
So
扉の前に
that
張り付い
is
てくるタイプが
not
多いこと
simply
多い
due
こと。
to the movement randomizer. That can also very
今
frequently
ハイデッ
happen
カ
to
対
you
立
during
下
a
げて
regular run of the cave.
攻撃が
So yeah, you can
少
try
しで
and do
も
what
減
you
らせる
can,
ようにしてま
which
すね。
is hope that enemies hit the
もやや。
gas once you hear, as actually happened. Put
出ら
that
れる
in
の
back
か。
row,
うまい
which
こと
means
カ
it
プ
will
セル
take
モン
less
スターに
damage.
攻撃が集中してくれたらいいんですけど。
Not from spells,
ナ
unfortunately.
あっ
ム。
た
Yeah,
というわけで
that's a
全
total
滅して
defeat.
しまいました。
I want to
こういう
say
ことがあ
that
るから
once,
2時間用意されてるわ
once
けです。
you got into the
ですね。
snake floors, there's nothing you could have done about it.
Nope.
いや
However, I'm
中止。
gonna give
リセ。
I'm gonna give y'all a show. There's another seed that I have
ただまあ
vetted.
ここの回ま
This
で
one I actually know what's
何
in.
があるか
This
見
does
るこ
have
とはできましたからね。
it shows off the de-randomizer more, and I may be able to complete this one in near the amount of time.
再びお名前を入れて。
リセットしちゃうと名前の入力からやり直し。
Yeah, so so far, Eli was running a ROM that was patched with both enemy movement randomization,
今、本家の方で解説されているリアルクリティカルさんが、攻略できることが確認済みらしいので。
A whole lot, but it means that a couple of special rules are being applied to how the floor generation works. So now that last part is being applied, so Eli, from the sound of it, already knows what the floors are going to look like. I'm sure he can't remember them all, but
別シートでこれからやるんですね。
So generally,
ってことは、また
basically you know you're going to get screwed, right?
初見ですね。
Nice.
まあ、あんだけいやらしい動きされると別のシートを試したくなる気持ちはよくわかる。
Will not govern whether cores will stay in battle or whether they will run, which means the same seed for the de-randomizer, which only de-randomizes floors, again, can still go very different for different runners. Same, of course, goes if one runner opens one chest and the other one doesn't, and that has a key item, then, yeah, those runs will look different. But yeah,
good luck on this one.
Yeah, I was about to say good luck again.
Yeah. Don't think, oh, just because I know what this run's gonna have, it's gonna be any easier. I mean, people know how Super Metroid works, for instance, and yet, you know, you can still get slammed in that whenever you're playing through, just because you know the game hands you a really bad set of RNG strings, or you predict something, or you can't quite get this particular piece of movement right. All it takes is one slip up sometimes. So as I said, this is a great entry game, I would say, for people who are interested in trying to speedrun, but don't really feel as though they have the technical know-how, the finger dexterity, or the confidence in being able to execute incredibly complicated maneuvers.
虫系の敵に効果を発揮する。使いこなせるのはマキシムのみというアイテムとなってます。
It's a lot of just understanding what enemies do, how they move, knowing what weapons or items or skills or spells or whatever that you find is a big deal. And just pretty much playing it from there. So the main game I really would recommend is a fun campaign to play.
日本語とそうで、英語だとどうしてもアイテムの名前が違うので
There's a pretty decent level progression, a decent JRPG story for the Super Nintendo for its time. It's overall a fun game. And the ancient cave being a feature within the main story itself is fun, but playing it through here, this is where the most entertainment comes from, I would say.
Are you saying that figuring out how to get the blue mimic off of the stairs is not a puzzle?
Yeah, so all you have to do in that case is hit the L button and the R button on your controller, and then start and select, and then that resets your game, and then you can try something different. That's all there is to it.
今回使える装備できるキャラクターがいないので
I kind of like figuring out the movement puzzles as well, so yeah.
これもカプセルモンスターの餌に後々なるのかな
あの馬動きなさそうです。
こちらを死にしたら追いかけてくるタイプかもしれないですね。ただまあそこにいるので当たらざるを得ないですね。
But yeah, I can definitely agree. It's a great speedrun as far as the ancient cave goes. People have recently started doing non-manipulated story runs, so that's also something to get into if you're looking for an easy story-oriented route. Because this game basically has a very nice battle system combination. It's very fast-paced, so it kind of stood the test of time very well. Yeah, such it makes a good speedrun choice for beginners or intermediate players. People just not focus on execution, as Eli said. So basically, you were exactly describing my strengths and weaknesses. So.
What can I say? I understand.
いっぱいやってくれるといいんですけどね。カプセルモンスターも動きがランダムなので、思うように動いてくれないんですよね。
So
oh, nice.
You're very important. Yeah, that dark mirror I did know. That dark mirror is definitely a big help. one of the other big boons of this cave is that you can see people in the speedrunning community get as low as, we'll say, again, bringing up Elmagus, he has a 45-ish minute speedrun for the world record, and there's a handful of people that have run this game into the 50s. It's awesome to get a time that low, but there's plenty of people that are able to complete the game in 2 hours. It's typically what we consider to be a quote-unquote marathon safe run, just because it's it gives you time to take your time, explore a little bit, open up some rooms that 5 to 10 minutes at a time. My PB is an hour and 4 minutes, and I've gotten a couple dozen runs in the sub-hour 10 range, just never quite cracked 104. But with some research, with keeping a sheet of notes up on your side screen or something, you can actually get a lot further than you may expect yourself to. Just because a lot of the information here, there's enough time that you could, say, glimpse over a notes and say, oh, what's this enemy's elemental weakness? So you know what spell to cast, or what to equip for a certain type of fight. You know, there's a lot of stuff like that, which makes speedrunning the cave, I don't want to call it easy, but just easier compared to others. Lufia 1, on the other hand, the sequel to this game, and yet the game that came before,
フライパンも装備できるキャラが今いないので、必要ないアイテムですね。
But I wouldn't necessarily recommend playing it. It is where RC was describing that, or describing this game as one that has aged well over time. This has not. I'm sorry, Lufia 1 has not really aged well with time.
フライパンに関しては、今回連れてきてないセレナとチアというキャラがいるんですが、その2人が装備できるアイテムですね。
Yeah, that is also a feature of the de-randomizer that will not happen in the regular cave.
The way chests are generated, you can potentially find 2 of the same item on the same floor, even more.
レイピアは、今連れているアーティが装備できるんですが、装備させるのかな？
strong back-to-back on different floors. When you find multiples of the same spell, congratulations, you have just absolutely blown out your chances of having something useful. Because in the main game, where you have to purchase a spell and equip it to each character individually, when you find a spell in this game, you get it for all characters just by picking it up one time. Or all characters that
can use it.
Correct. Yep, Decker and Guy cannot cast any magic. Artie cannot cast instant kill spells. Maxim, our hero, Nikos, our hero, cannot cast fire magic for one reason or another. You'd think with his red hair he would have an affinity towards fire, but no, this was ahead of its time in that. Breaking that trend.
もう4時ですよ、そう恐ろしい。
Well, you know, it's like the red clown. But it's all the spoilers I'm gonna give. Yeah,
出待ちが多い。
Getting everyone up to speed. This is the second attempt in beating the cave. Now we're looking at regular enemy movements, so I guess just like me, you're much more comfortable in telling what everything does.
Yeah, you can see I'm zooming through, running towards enemies that I feel confident to be able to deal with, or laying out techniques or traps. You're like getting this pink beetle to move. I can tell how it's going to move in a certain way, so I lure it over to me, and then I kind of hug the wall in a certain way.
And then you gamble.
So yeah, sometimes you do have to gamble.
Yeah, sure.
Gambling. See, I'm not the kind of person that can endorse traditional gambling. There are better things you could do with your money. For instance, actually, I'm pretty sure our gracious host will find something more beneficial to do with any of your hard-earned, spare dollars and cents you may have laying in your bank account.
Hard-earned dollars and cents laying around in your bank account. Well, that would be but yes, everybody, you are watching Speedrun Ragnarok. We're happy to take this again this year. Take This is a non-profit organization who is focused on the gaming community and helping people in the gaming community with mental illnesses, providing education about disorders and prevention techniques, and reducing the overall stigma around mental illness. You may know Take This from big conventions.
痛いな、40ダメージ。
Actually,
そうです
since
ね。
many
まあ、
marathons
防
have
具も、
gone last year, Take This has
防
also
具もレベ
gave
ルも
heroes
整っていない
into
状態なの
an
で、
online format. So
痛い
AFK
ですね。あ、
Online is
回
a
復、
moderated
これ乗る
Discord
と
server
回復
that has been
できる
specifically
んで
designed
す
to offer
けど、
peer-based, non-therapeutic emotional support to attendees.
今装備を
You can
整えて
visit
ますね。
takethis.org for more information and a link to this server. And you can also type Discord in
よかった
chat
よかっ
to
た。
get the link. If it's not in there, I'll fix that. Yeah. So just to let you know what you can donate your dollars for.
あれ
Obviously,
ちょっと
in
こう
this
草
case,
の
we
下か
had
ら見えてるの
the
で
naming incentive where we
わかるよう
named
になってますね。
Maxim, Dekar, Artie, and Guy, and Darby after multiple different kinds of names. But we also have regular incentives. One of which is coming up next is Super Inefficient Game of Outdoor Logistics and Fun. Woo, that name is super
ふくよ
inefficient
か
to
って
say
装備の
multiple
呪
times.
いとかも書ける
Where
んですか？
you can
そうですね。
donate
呪い
to
が、
get the wrong
まあ、アイテ
incentive
ムによって
where
はあるの
we
で
start on one course
解ける
but
んで
finish
す
on
が、
another.
さっき呪い付きのア
We've
イテム
already
を装備
met
さ
the
せてたように
first
見えたんで。
incentive where we literally launch a
そう
golf
です
ball
ね。
into the sky and see what the sun is made out of. So that's pretty exciting. But we have multiple bid wars such
日
as
本語版で言うと
Wacky
闇の鏡かな？
Golf Bid
はい
War
は
where
い
you
はい。
can choose the sprites. And whew, let me tell you
闇
about
の
the sprite
鏡、
choices you have.
盾かな？
So the first
盾
one
ですね。
is Clown. Alright, follow. Okay. The next one is Martini Anteater Queen.
呪われてると外せないの
Okay,
で、
nobody's laughing yet. It's alright, I got more. Licorice Lipped Lady, who's way too happy to be in this game.
There
外
we
し
go.
たりという感じでしょうか。
Then we also have Triangle Hair Woman eating an ash ice cream cone. And then finally, guy who's way too cool for this game. So, these were, the characters didn't have specific names, we gave them some, they were fun. As well as more character name bid wars, gender bid wars for the main characters in Ultima, etc. There are really a lot of cool incentives that you can donate towards, and all of the money goes towards a really great cause. So thank you everybody for donating towards Take This, and yeah, we hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon. Meanwhile, we're fighting a mushroom.
Nope, we're fighting several mushrooms, actually.
Several mushrooms. Nice.
この闇の鏡も、戦闘中に使うと効果があって、使用者のみ闇のダメージを無効化するという効果があるみたいですね。ただ、こんなに使わないんじゃないかな。単純にステータス上げるために装備したという感じでしょうか。
そんだけの性能を持ってる防具を今の手持ちからすれば貴重なんでね。
そうですね。ただ、そのアイテムを戦闘中に使うのも、無制限に使えるわけではないので、使いどころが難しいですね。ステータスでヒットポイント、MP とあと下に IP っていうバーがあると思うんですけど、アイテムによって使われる量は違うんですが、その IP を消費することで、その装備アイテムの効果を発揮することができるよっていうのがありますね。そして敵が多いですね。
what I call a hugger. It hugs enemies. It tries to follow them. It's entertaining to watch them try to follow teleporters.
でもなんだかんだで地下21階まで。はい。
And now we're almost at the point
そろ
where
そ
we were
ろ
at
さっき
before.
来たところまで。
You may have noticed we made it here in near
蘇生アイテム来ましたよ。
Spend forever opening chests. Again, normally this is a game in which
あと
every
2、3個くらい欲し
chest
い。
has its contents randomized within a pool of what its items could possibly
リ
be.
ザード。
The convenience of this run is that I know going into it using Real Critical's de-randomizer what the chests will include, or at least what items can exist on what chests when I open them up. I cannot tell what enemy AI is going to be. I cannot tell what combat scenarios will turn out like. but I can tell what enemies I'm going to see on the map when I get into the map, so it does give me a little bit of a headway. Much like any other game, where you know what enemy, party composition or whatever would be. There's different methods of RNG creation in this game that allow things to proceed.
ロースというアイテムであれば、ヒットポイント MP を全回復させつつ蘇生をしてくれるというアイテムなので、ありがたいアイテムですね。
You are kind of relying on getting a certain set of equipment, so you already found in the second run a Curse Lifter, Blizzard, and Trick. That's the good stuff I saw.
Oh, and Strong, don't forget Strong.
So that's... Oh, Strong, nice. Yeah. And Fry, I guess. That's... Yeah, so those 4 are rather useful.
なるべくなら使用しないでいきたいですよね。
in the traditional sense.
So Dark Mirror is an interesting item. Is the only cursed shield that you can find in the game. I equipped it to Artie. It's stuck on him. There are a couple of shield options that you might want to give him instead of the Dark Mirror, especially for dealing with the Ancient Caves final boss. That said, it's not going to be atrocious that he's got it equipped.
いや、アーティは魔法防御力が高いので残るんですが、いやまあでも蘇生薬が2つあるんで、一応倒せば戻すことはできるけど、ただ怖いですね。ストロング。
The Dark Mirror gives him so much bulk that it really does matter.
仲間呼ばれた。
Survivability that he needs to take on enemies like this that punch him. Because his HP is fairly low to start off with.
待って、仲間呼ばれた。
Zillion Zell pulling through.
今。
Just so you know, all of these names were based off of the Japanese restream admins. So Dekar is Kane Naka. Laying on the floor there, Guy is Mikashige. Artie is Zillion Zell, and then we named Darby after...
Deja vu!
Wait a minute. Well, then we named Darby after
Deja vu.
89.
これ
逃げたけど、ですよね。逃げて。
Trying really far to
2人しか生き返せないので。逃げる。
Alright, I'm sure they make more sense if they don't just have 5 characters to spell them out with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Eli, you managed to get yourself in yet another not exactly great position. So the Dark Mirror is carrying.
Was carrying. Holy moly.
Or is it? Or is it?
Well, it wouldn't be an ancient cave run without a wiper 3.
Well, indeed.
もう死んだその足でまた入っていく。
Here we go, number 3, I guess. I have a good feeling about this one. That hallway is one of the 2 rough points of the cave.
いやでも死んで帰ったから持ち越せないか。
Why things didn't go my way.
シードをそのまままたやり直すっていう感じでしょうか。
I got immediately, which wiped half my party. Like I said, I really don't know what enemy AI is going to determine in terms of what they do in battles, and that does set me back a good way. So sometimes you can get lucky.
Sandstorm?
Yep,
ここは見覚えがある気がする。
The rude action of this enemies, and I hope it stays as though that's the only rude thing they do.
How
そうですね。
I never hear that in years of
何だったかな。
cave
何
community
かその脱
exposure.
出するアイテムがないと、帰ることができないので、
I know, right?
アイテムはすべてロストした上でやり直しですね。
Very nice. The puns are real.
Well, speaking of things you can do in here,
今回
other
は
than
死んで
making
戻って
puns,
しまったので、
there are a few tricks or techniques or movement strats to see. It's not only for doing things such as moving around enemies, it also involves doing things like going up and down stairs, which you may not necessarily be aware of off the top of your head. If you walk into a floor, you'll notice that all enemies will spawn facing downwards. If you walk into stairs, you will load into the following floor facing the direction in which you were facing when you walked into the stairs to begin with. So it is a little bit of a way to protect yourself by walking into stairs from the bottom upwards, because that means that no enemies can, say, get a back attack on you by loading facing your back once you pull into the room.
でもこれうまいこと回せるとしたらこれが大体ラストチャンスになるから。
I guess that's pretty much it.
そうですね。
感じですね。
Fancy strats. There's not too much else that's really complicated other than what you may see for specific enemies. And hopefully I'll get to show off a few enemies beyond floor 30 for you today.
Yeah. It has been a bit of a rough patch.
Like I said, you can see how challenging.
You gotta make this one count.
I will try my best to make this one count. Hey, at least I know what I have to prepare for.
That's all good. I'm just saying you have to make it count because I get a feeling that if you like die another 25 minutes in, they're just gonna cut you off and say, "Okay, we're back on track for the schedule."
Considering I had as much technical difficulty getting this darn thing set up to begin with, I can't blame them actually for wanting to move on to something that's going to be guaranteed to complete. Speaking of that, what is the next run after this?
The next run after this? Well, didn't you know that you're running this again and again and again? No, I'm joking.
It never stops. You can enter the cave, you can check in, but you can't check out.
Oh, that's a good song. So next up is Bloom with our lovely Skulla Kitty. And then after that, we'll have Kingdom Hearts 0.2, Birth by Sleep, run by Zelnis SR. And then Dragon Quest by Ladob. And then we'll have an exercise and mental health panel by Take This, where we're gonna learn about exercise and mental health and how that helps you, which will then kick us off just before our golf block. So lots of cool things coming up later today, so stick around.
So a question about the Kingdom Hearts run. Is he going to run the rest of it, or just 0.2 of the game? 20%? Just 20% of the game. It's
a 30-minute run. It's just 20% of everything, you know.
死んだよ一人。
Okay.
I like how golf block was mentioned, and you worry about Kingdom Hearts.
And to top it all off, actually the Japanese industry has a great name for the golf block, which is the golf game zone.
It'll sign me and the rest of America up.
I like it.
今後ろに 前にそのマキシムとアーティを出してたので、
we had to figure it out somehow. It's great.
It certainly sounds unique.
ハイデッカとガイを残すようにして、
Is there a theme, by the way? Is this like something that we have been looking forward to, planning, expecting for a good period of time?
I guess and I think the theme was that some people in our Discord were like, haha, let's make a golf block, and everybody submits a golf game. And now it is a golf block. We have Goofy Golf, Golf Randomizer, Golf in capital letters, super inefficient game of outdoor logistics and fun, Atari Golf, Wacky World of Miniature Golf, and then Gambare Daiku no Gensan, which is probably not a golf game.
Let me know when you get to the world record breaking golf game. Because I have a feeling that one or two of these golf games may not have a very active speedrunning community, and there's going to be a world record earned sometime during this event.
Oh, you know what we should really have is that we should have a golf randomizer for Ancient Cave.
I've played many games, and unfortunately this is one that does not include a golf club, but it does have a variety of things that could be considered golf balls.
Are you trying to... you cannot use a sword as a golf club?
I would never say such a thing. However,
okay.
I would say that there are probably some tools that would be more recommended for the job. And I don't know how effective a sharp sword would be at attacking a piece of plastic.
Well, when the golf ball is the giant jelly, you know.
Yeah, I mean...
Which again, I really hope I can show off. I'm gonna have to really get some good marathon luck over the next 80 floors though. Otherwise this may be the first time for RPG Valkyries that I show off a complete wipe. Which is something I haven't actually done yet, given the now 4 times I've run this for you guys.
It's okay. I know what will help. So everybody, please donate with your puns so that we can curse the commentary instead of the run.
That's okay.
I approve.
We know. Oh, is it because you're here, RC? I'm waiting for chat to start saying it again. I'm sure Rocket Pants is in there, probably cursing your name already.
Oh,
yeah.
Rocket Pants, my favorite bard. Rocket Pants can come in with all of the puns.
今、アーティが死んでいて魔法攻撃ができないので、エデンコアをあれですね、見送りましたね。エデンコアで、すいません。ちょっとごめんなさい。違います。レッドコアですね。
All the more so if it's for a good cause. So, yeah, thanks for me as well to all the donators so far and in the future.
第一、経験値もらえないメンバーがいるのに倒すっていうのはもったいないですからね。
そうですね。
Puns or otherwise.
ただ、蘇生アイテムないので、まあ、観念してここで倒す感じでしょうか。倒せるのかな。
to the point now where it's re-randomized so hard that it's now de-randomized. The randomization has been removed from the feature. No fun allowed. This is the ancient cave. By default, no fun allowed.
どうしてもハイデッカもガイもそこまで素早さが高くないので。
So basically, the de-randomizer allows you to set a specific seat for the randomization that happens in the cave, and everyone can play the same cave, so to speak, if multiple people are running at the same time. That was the original idea.
Makes it great for races.
Oh yeah.
And do you mind if I bring that up actually? The Ancient Cave community and the wonderful place in which you can come experiment with this and many more neat features. Socialize with the gathering of other people that have as little faith in themselves and their gaming skills as everyone else. And also enjoy good races. Not only playing this game in this fashion, but also doing things like playing bingo and other things. If you want to join that community, feel free to speak up in chat so someone can tell you no, please don't. Because there are better places that you could be at rather than the Ancient Cave Discord. But if you do, for one reason or another, decide to join the Ancient Cave community, this is a pretty wholesome place. Very little in the way of drama. We are all here suffering through the Ancient Cave as it is, and we all understand that you need a certain mindset in order to be able to play this game for as long as you do. So we will have sympathy for you, and we will welcome you with open arms.
What's been said before about playing the cave over and over and over until eternity, that hits very close to home.
依然として2人の旅は続いてますね。
So one interesting thing, which I might possibly get to show off, depending on how badly this run goes. If you die, you are not guaranteed to be done with your run. There is a chance if you die when you're on the stairs, the flag that would trigger to kick you out from the Ancient Cave does not go off before the flag that would just send you down the stairs. So you have a chance, depending on where you die, to proceed through the cave, even if you experience a game over. Now, the unfortunate thing about that is if you do manage to die on the stairs, you lose all your stuff. If you have fed and evolved your capsule monster, you no longer have that. You have to go back to your base pet. You also lose all the spells, all the levels, everything. You go back to level 1 with 10 potions. You do get 10 potions out of it, which is, I guess, something.
そうですね。
That's one way to
keep those every time we die. So like we die and then we get
大丈夫かなこれ。
and we get destroyed by pumpkins and get 10 more. potions? And can we have like a bunch of potions? Oh no, Eli.
This is not going my way. Holy moly. Let's see.
So you needed a sub-RC the last time you died, which in golf communities is called sub-power, I believe. Now you need a much better time.
I like how this is like this is like an ancient cave runner thing where you just walk around this portal like
do I have to? Do I really have to?
Yep.
You know, give me 1 second. I think we're close on time for where we needed to be. We started late. I'm clearly not doing very well. Give me a moment, and I'm gonna see if I can pull something up that will allow stuff to be interesting here.
You're like a wizard. You're just pulling new things out of your hat.
Poo, poo, poo. Is it more like a magician and not a... Oh no! Exploding rabbits!
Sorry, I was talking over you. What did you want to say?
I forgot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not like I was gonna say anything. Yeah. Welcome to Speedrun Ragnarok, everybody. While Eli is pulling up some more magic, check out our shirts. We have some more merch this year, and we have like some regular t-shirts, pullover hoodies, a long t-shirt, and yeah, so you can check out our shirts if you do !shirts in chat. Every dollar that you sorry, I don't know about every dollar. I apologize. But the money you do spend, many of it will, I can English, go to Take This. So we don't even have to, it doesn't go through us at all. Just like the money you donate for Tiltify goes straight to Take This. So yeah, check them out. There's some great options on here. And if I recall correctly, the bonfire hoodies and things are super comfy, and ooh, they come in other colors. There's light blue, light pink, gold, green. Yeah, these are really nice.
Do you happen to have any photos we could see? Or I don't know if you can pull up a link of it, but I'd love to take a look at it.
Sure can. Actually, there's a link right now there in chat. The SRR merch that I can also quickly drop it in Discord as well.
Eli is just trying to buy time and minute.
Yep. And also shout-outs to our Japanese restream. We have a Japanese restream this year, and we are quite frankly humbled and honored to have it. So, Japanese restream no minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you for having us.
日本語で挨拶してくれましたね。
Alright, there's two things I'm hoping I can show off here. And let's see if I can actually pull it off.
Yeah, どうも。
About to get green for a moment.
やっぱりこう、どうしてもその場その場の状況判断が試される。
Oh, hey, look, we're on 453. Wonderful. We're
なんだこれは。
53階から。
お、リカバリー用データか、これは。リカバリー用データか。
はい、というわけで続きを見れますよ、皆さん。やりましたね。
Yeah, I call it
skip.
いやー、ここまでの道のり、辛かったぜ。ということで、キャラクターが違いますね。
かなり育ってるけど。
For RPG Valkyries, it's fitting that we actually bring a Valkyrie with us.
今回パーティーメンバーがマキシム、ハイデッカ、ティアともう一人アーティかな。ガイがいない。
Yeah, there's definitely a few interesting things I want to show off in this. One, this is not the de-randomizer or the re-randomizer or the anything. This is just a straight game, and I felt like showing off a little bit of the mid-game, at least for a little bit, would be a decent idea. And I do have a few other saves I can show off in a bit. But you'll notice that here in the mid-50s, this is going to be what the layout for the Ancient Cave looks like for the rest of the run until you get to the bottom floor. The enemies around here do become dangerous. They become more difficult to kill and also more threatening in that they can kill you very, very easily if you mistakenly walk into them like I did with some of those other enemies in my previous runs.
こちら出来上がったものでございます。
I know, shocking. On
いや
the
でもね、
flip
やっぱり
side,
先
there
が
are
気に
some
なります
interesting
もんね。
enemies in this particular
で、
range.
99回
The
まで踏破した
Hydras,
後は一体
they
何が
drop
待
a
ち受
pretty
けている
useful
のか。
item if you're able to get your hands on it.
さっきのリエイ
Item
ン
in question makes it so that way, regardless
ま
of
前
what
の
you have something very effective to
前
take
の
on
マップで
and
出てほ
kill
し
you
か
from
っ
the
た。
bottom of the
おっ
Ancient Cave.
と、いきなりティアが沈んでいる。
Let's see. We'll
こう
keep
カ
to
プ
our
セル
schedule
モ
a
ンスタ
bit
ーも
more
違
here,
い
but
ます
first I
ね。
just want
カ
to
プ
see if
セ
we
ル
can
モン
find
ス
any
ターが、
Hydras.
you
you
なんだったっ
speak
けな、
very
この
good Japanese there, Artie, your host.
Yeah.
I must say. There is
ね
an
蘇生魔
enemy
法
that
持っ
was
てるじゃないですか。
translated. Hopefully we'll see it. And I want to get your
え
opinion
っと、
on
土
it,
属
as,
性の
I am a native
カプセル
English
モンスター
speaker,
ですね。
and
日本語だ
I
と
want to
大
have
根戦士
proficiency
ですね。
with, any word of tongue. Hopefully we'll find it. They stop appearing on floor 61.
Dinosaur!
No, there's plenty of dinosaurs to go around. George would be happy.
2. I guess 3 if you count the pugs.
Are they dinosaurs?
Well, they're chickens, right?
I suppose.
よいしょ。
Wow, I'm actually
統
getting some
計士
pretty
的な
decent
ことをしてくださってるみたいですね。
dinosaur bugs.
Dinosaur chickens.
I mean,
Looks like. Oh wait, here's one enemy that we can see a translation of. So we got the magma gorems here, which is neat.
Yep, Magmagorum. Which would make sense because in Japanese there's not really an L or an R sound. You do have darirurero, which is more of a combination of the two all at the same time. And we have these, what are these, like
敵の攻撃。
Those
こ
are
れで
called
も
Venus flies.
Ah, okay.
There are another enemy, that are green version of them called moray vines. They are annoying to deal with. But we're going to move on to something a little different here. We're going to check out...
今、ティアのいるパーティーを見れるのは珍しいのでは、
So, oh my gosh, look, we're actually pretty far again. Hey, look, there's still dragons, just like we saw a few minutes ago.
パーティーメンバーにいる期間は、
I just can't commit to a fourth party member. And we sent our Valkyrie home. It's going to be dangerous.
限られているのでと思ったら、
So we've got
ちょっと話してたら
three people
ティアがいなくなってるんですけど。
いろんな世界線を飛び回ってますね。
そうですね。ショーケースということなので、いろいろ見せてくれているみたいですね。これ、ダービーなんですけど、名前が今変わったんですけど、このカプセルモンスターが育っていくと、この姿になりますよっていうのを見せてくれてますね。
The one here I've got here is the quote-unquote best one for dealing damage. And at the final boss, that's where you want to see all of that damage. You also see we're 2 hours and 35 minutes into our run, which is pretty impressive.
大きくなりましたね。
Additionally, we are at the final floor.
あれ
So someone in chat a minute ago,
最終層
I
来
don't
まし
see
た
the
ね。
chat now, but it was pretty recent. They said it's the last floor glitched in this Lufia version. I hope this answers your question.
ちょっとなんかバグった世界になってますけど。
なんかおかしいで
Japanese
すね。
version of the game does not have this colorful
さあ、
layout for
99
sure.
回の果てに、
And I believe the European one is fine as well, or PAL, or whatever you would refer to it as. But yeah, this is the final floor of the Ancient Cave. There are chests. They are not actually chests. There are
こんなだ
stairs.
っ
They're
た
not
っけ
actually stairs.
最終層。
There are walls, as you
な
can
んだ
see
これ。
to them. And
Just normal things.
we have a decent setup of stuff, but we don't have a Decker Blade, which is unfortunate, I don't think, anyway.
ガデスブレイダー。
We have a lot of stuff in the
ガデスの
Decker
剣と
Blade.
いう
We have a Gades Blade,
武
like
器
we were
ですね。
talking about. We also
あの
have a
本
Lizard
編でも
Blow.
本編で手に入れることができるんですが、手に入れるのに、本来だと負けイベントのような戦闘に勝つことで手に入る武器ですね。
that all things considered, that's probably the best because we may be stuck in this cave forever. We'd like our child to at least grow up and continue the legacy of heroes. So that said,
this is story canon, by the way.
Yeah, this is what's happening. There is a story. There are descendants of our hero that continue into Lufia 1, and I'm assuming that the other Lufia games, they play some part in it. So anyway, we're here in the basement of wherever the heck we are. Even the jelly had no idea anybody could make it this far.
I never imagined anyone could make it this far.
Who are you? You're just a blob of jelly, right? And
well, I'm the strongest and oldest of jellies.
セリフ読んでますね。
この洞窟の中は私のものだ。
日本語で言ってくれましたね。
Some speedy translation.
で、最後戦うか戦わないかを
Interestingly enough, you also get the choice to not fight. So you can come all this way and say, nah, you know, whatever. I actually want to fight you. And he just says, okay, whatever. You can't go back. It gives you a chance to say fix up your menu and you messed up your equipment or something.
はい。
But we'll give it a
本来だ
shot.
ったら
We're gonna do the best we can with our
このモンスター一番なんか最初の方に出てくるもう弱いジェリーなんですけど、まあ主となってこの洞窟で待ち受けてるわけですね。
雑に引き伸ばしたドット絵がまた足が
And yeah, he doesn't attack you, he even heals you and provides you with magic. But yeah, you get those 3 turns to do whatever you can out of your equipment.
最初は回復してくれるんですよね。であとは倒すんです。ターン数が決まってるんですよ。だから何ターンか以内に倒しきらないと、ヒットポイント削りきらないと、全滅だよみたいな感じの戦闘なので、ここでいかに火力を出して倒しきることができるか。
But we're not blessed with those, unfortunately, right now. So we're just doing the best we can with the gear that we have. We're bulking up because we want to show off the Gades blade, the infamous Gades blade. And we'd also like to see Darby pull some weight, but they'd have to pull a lot of weight given that the Gorgon Rock was our only fractional.
Come on, Rice, you can do it.
実は曲もいいので、ぜひ聴いてほしいですね。
You need a lot of things to go in your favor here to make this happen.
I think we're buffering.
I don't see any dropped frames or anything.
Is it me? Might be me.
It might be, I think it's smooth.
So Darby tried, I'm sorry, Rice tried, but you can see Decker's hitting with his Octo Strike. It's an 8 hit, which comparatively, the other ones will only do 3 hits at most. I have a feeling this is not going to kill. But don't pull time yet because I'm actually not happy yet. I feel like we can get this. We can get this win somehow. Real Critical, do you think that there is a way that we can defeat, or we can come out as winners?
I mean, I can think of a couple, but not from here. Okay, yeah, of course, you're gonna load this. Okay.
No, this is the same save. I'm gonna try again. I figured out I did something wrong.
Do you possibly have any egg rings in your inventory? Per chance?
Can we give Rice some more treats?
Nah, you know, I'm not gonna count on Rice in this form. I'm gonna give him a break and just let our Disco Wolf show up and have a little fun.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's the Disco Wolf. Yeah, I can see where you're going with this one now.
そうですね。主のヒットポイントは1万あります。で、3ターン以内に倒せなかったらダメです。
And figure out exactly what my own flaws are before determining how I can truly defeat my
祈りましょう。で、カプセルモンスター変わってますね。
Dragon!
So we start off by summoning our water dragon. That kind of hurt, but that's okay. Oh, wait. Hold on a sec. That wasn't right.
これあれか。あ？
I mean, you can still make it work. So it turns out that's how I figured it out back in the day. When the jelly heals you, there must be a reason for that, right? So apparently it's not intended by the developers for what we can tell from the code, but yeah, if you manage to defeat your own party in this battle, then that will impress the jelly in some way or another, and we will see how in a moment.
Cool. We'll truly light the fire inside of us. And see if this gives us what we need exactly to win. So, there we go. Total defeat. However, what's this? Normally you die, you get ejected from the cave. But instead, we're greeted with the jellies. Admiration.
はい。素晴らしい。
So he generously calls us brilliant. And he doesn't acknowledge himself as being defeated.
まあ、主が認めてくれたから、勝ちは勝ちですよね。
So, there we go. We have...
Because he never got defeated.
Yeah, he did not get the chance to run away in terror. We will hightail it out of here with our dead party.
It's not going to be the most glorious story to tell people on the outside, but I mean...
We beat the jelly.
Yeah, exactly. That's all that needs to be said.
Now, not only that, but we do get to bring a little bit of our... Oh, hey. Mixed Sugar, I'm glad you got to have a good time chilling out at the house. We actually got to... Oh, we got an Irish shield too, what do you know?
でですね、エリスの宝というのが、古の洞窟内にあるんですが、それを集めたのを置く場所ですね。
No, she just needs to take the thing I want to get.
集めたことになってますね。
I don't want the Iris ring either.
そうですね、9つは普通に宝箱から出てきて、最後の一つが、主が持っているんですが、
Oh my god, there's more.
さて、
So, for context, this save state it took a couple of years ago. I found 6 Iris items in a single run of the cave, and it was my first time running through with a party of only 3 people.
ボスを倒したのねみたいな感じだったので、あ、手に入れたことになるんですね。
And look, there's 6 Iris items. Plus, you receive a literal piece of the jelly as a trophy to come back. There are 10 Iris items, supposedly.
彼らは主を倒したんです
There's only 9. Rumor has it that they don't even exist at all, and I'm just lying to you. But if you were to collect all 10, much like if you collect all of the Pokemon in a Pokemon game, you receive an award, and that award is a text box that says "Good job." Nothing else. No items, no fanfare, no music, no secret equipment. You can't even equip the Iris pieces. They're just items that sit in your inventory, like this arrow right here that you can't equip or do anything with.
Yeah, unless you're playing an emulator, you can't even print the message like you can in Pokemon.
Yeah, you don't have a Game Boy printer for the Super Nintendo, as far as I know, anyway.
SNES printer, yeah.
Maybe you can do it with the Super Game Boy somehow. I'm not sure.
Honestly, I thought you were just pulling our leg and then all of the Iris items were going to be there. We're going to be like, oh, well, El Magus, there you go, world record, 118.
宝もね。
Almost got to show that off, but no, that's just a little piece of Elieson history there that I conveniently got to show off in terms of this run. I did not get to show off, obviously, what I wanted to, which was a true run that would have featured a defeat. Because things just did not go my way. But you did get to see a few interesting ways to run the cave that are new, very new, since last RPG Valkyries, the de-randomizer and the randomizer didn't really exist, so these are some nice things to show off. As this lady says, once you're hooked on the ancient cave, you're stuck in this city for a long time, and that is my final opportunity to shout out the ancient cave community and to say we're very welcoming, and if you do want to join in, we seriously will gladly assist you and teach you the ways of the ancient cave. Whether it be through racing, general advice, or if you just want to, play and show off your stuff and say, hey, look, this is a hilarious party room. Have you ever been to Dragon Con? I have. I have front row seats. I dropped in from the ceiling right into the middle of it. And it was a fabulous time.
Except for the last part, yeah.
Except for the last part.
So this was a bit of a confusing showcase for, time constraints for this event and having to back up the... I don't mean to blame the event, but obviously it was all caused by having to back up the couple of deaths that unfortunately happened. If you do want to see a bit more, the regular run of this game, maybe try it out for yourself. It's definitely a good game. Can recommend it.
Yep, and everything I've shown you does apply to the context of the main game as well. So if you do decide, hey, I'd like to play this RPG, it actually looks pretty neat. You can commit Sudoku at the basement of the cave and come out on top. It gives you your neat blue chest items to go through the main story with, and it's all around a fun time. So I'd like to thank Real Critical for hosting / building the de-randomizer and the re-randomizer, which were showcased today. And if you'd like to take advantage and try running one of those, either hit up our community or even just send me a direct message through Twitch or Discord, whatever. I'll be happy to link it to you and invite you to the community where you too can join us and suffer alongside. And with that said,
very positive vibes, yeah.
It's all about positivity. You got to keep optimistic, otherwise it's just going to be a very difficult day for yourself.
I think that's the real goal of Ancient Cave, is to teach you how to be optimistic.
Well, let's be optimistic for our upcoming run. We can call this one a wrap. Thank you for hosting us, RPG Valk's community. Thank you for allowing us to come in. And next year, I hope to showcase something even more entertaining, interesting, and complete. And one day, I'll finally get that jelly kill with a regular race setup or something neat. And I've gotten jelly kills before, but I would like to do it a nice traditional way if possible, unless we have something funny to do, because we prefer entertainment to completion at this point.
We here at the RPG Valkyries love your entertainment, so all right. Well, thank you so much, Elieson and Real Critical, for being here and being positive and optimistic through all of the interesting that was this. So we appreciate it. And yeah, everybody stay tuned. We have Loom coming up next. We are probably going to be switching restreamers here in just a hot minute, but yeah, stay tuned for more. We have, of course, Loom, Kingdom Hearts 0.2, Dragon Quest, and then our Take This
からのプログラムについて
panel about
お話ししてくれてる感じですかね。
So we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.
バイバイと挨拶がありました。というわけで、エストポリス伝記2はこちらで終わりになるみたいですね。はい。はい。まあ、なかなか、まあ、見ていて、やっぱりそのランダム性があって、難しい、システムではあるんですが、やりごたえがある、まあ、タイトルでもあるし、本編のメインストーリー自体も面白いゲームなので、ぜひ皆さんに遊んでいただきたいですね。そしてここまでやっぱ走ってくださった、エリソンさんに、まあ、見せてくれてありがとうを伝えたいですね。はい。
お疲れ様でした。いや、本当に。
これからまた、まだまだ魅力的なタイトル続きますので。はい。はい。スピードランラグナーロック2021、楽しんでください。はい。はい。というわけで、ちょっと、解説という解説にはなかなかならなかったんですが、まあ、ぜひ、RT 動画、エリソンさんも走ってますし、他の方もたくさんの方走ってるんで、よかったら何かで見てみてください。はい。じゃあ、失礼します。はい。
じゃあ、ここまで司会豊富でお送りしていきました。僕もここで司会交代とさせていただきます。ここまでオフがお送りいたしました。